Here we go. Let the fun begin, my friends. You, and you. Come on down. And an angel token. And a Seeker's Chariot going in for some work. And they scoop it up. They've seen enough. I don't blame them. I mean, look at how many creatures we have on board there. That is just... Today's deck list is appropriately titled Overpopulation, and that's because if you couldn't tell from the intro, we caused the board state to get a little crowded. Today we're talking about an ABZAN mid-range tokens list, and I cannot wait to break this thing down because it is a ton of fun to play. But before I do, as always, if you guys find any value in today's video or you just enjoy hanging out with us here today, I'd really appreciate if you wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button. It is a free way to help support the channel, and we are on a serious track for 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and I think we can hit it. I'm very excited about that, and you guys have been smashing it with all the support, so thank you so much for that. And if you wouldn't mind hitting that like button as well, you know, algorithm food, all that good stuff. All right, with that being said, let's talk about the list a little bit here. So today we're talking about tokens and exploding the board with value in an instant with just a huge generation of creatures. How do we do that? Well, of course, our favorite token generation of all, Battle for Bredagard or Bredagard, something like that. Anyways, this card right here basically is going to be a saga, and it's going to generate you a 1/1 token, a 1/1 token, and then copy on the third saga any number of tokens on the battlefields up to one of each type. So with that being said, as long as we have a million different types of tokens, we're going to get a million creatures in one turn and a huge explosion of creatures. So that's how we're going to overrun the game in one direction. Another direction would be overrun the board with Scoot Swarms and win the game that way. Either way, we're going extremely wide and we're going to win the game either or. We've also got some really big over the top stuff like Skeletal Swarming, a 2 of, which generates us some skeleton tokens to copy. This thing can also win you some games. It's not our primary focus of victory, but it is a nice little splash on the top end, as well as Lulth, Spider Queen, which generates us 2 spiders as well when this comes down. A lot of fun to play as well. Could ultimately, again, win you a game. You can actually even get probably pretty close to alting this thing if you lose enough tokens. But let's start from the top over here now. We're going to talk about Sunset Revelry. This card right here is going to generate us 2 human tokens. It's going to gain us life and draw some cards. It's a big utility tool anytime you're running white and you're afraid of maybe getting overrun by aggro before you can set up your big, you know, combo. Sunset Revelry is a really nice way to get you to the point where you need to be. We've also got Ranger class, which generates us a wolf, and we can also start putting 1/1 counters on all of our creatures when they attack. And this right here is the card everyone is probably curious about, Rite of Harmony. This card right here says for 2 and it's an instant speed spell. You can cast this, and whenever a creature or an enchantment enters the battlefield under your control this turn, draw a card. So if we flash this in at instant speed on our upkeep, right as our battle is about to hit Saga 3, we can draw a ton of cards. For just 2 mana, we can get upwards to, 5-6 cards a turn with this thing. You're going to see this thing go off quite a few times, I think, here in this video today. But the flashback capability on this too is really nice. You're going to get a lot of value out of this card, especially in the shell. This card was meant for a shell just like this, and I cannot wait for you guys to see. Just wait until you see the gameplay footage. But we've also got Felidar Retreat, a 4 of, which is going to put 1/1 counters on all of our creatures, or if we're short on the battlefield of creatures, we can also create those cats. We've also got Starnheim Unleashed, a 2 of. Starnheim Unleashed and Lulth, kind of the techs in this deck to help us with the flying creatures like Goldspan Dragon. You've also got Alrund's Epiphany, which generates flyers, and then mono white has the Spellbinder, so you're going to want to have some blockers in the air. Of course, 2 Seeker's Chariots to copy more tokens, and Binding the Old Gods. That's the deck in a nutshell. It's a very, there's tokens everywhere. You guys can see it. There's literally every single card, almost every single card here generates some form of a token, and they're almost all different from each other, which is incredible. We've also splashed in 2 Evolving Wilds for our Felidar Retreats and our Scoot Swarms. But that's the deck list, guys. I hope you enjoy this. The gameplay footage was really fun. Enjoy the gameplay footage. We'll see you guys back here at the end for some final thoughts on how we thought the deck played out. We'll see you guys there. Peace. All right, here we go. We just hit diamond in one day. We really carved out some time yesterday as soon as the rank reset, and we went straight to diamond. And now we get to play some nonsense, seeing we don't go down in rank. That always feels pretty good. Got a pretty solid starting hand here, especially against an aggro matchup. We got the Sunset Revelries that are going to keep us alive. Doesn't look like it's going to be an aggro matchup. No, it might be... Ooh, what is this? It's a defender. Let's see. Whenever this creature dies, return it to the battlefield. Transform it under your control to target creature. Attached. Okay. Enchanted creature or planeswalker an opponent controls. At the beginning of your upkeep, enchant permanent controller, sacrifice an online permanent, then that player loses 1 life. That's really strange. Okay. Have not seen that card yet. All right, the good news is we were not going to have a creature for it to attach to when we kill it. This says whenever one or more other creatures die, draw a card. That's unfortunate as well. Let's do this. I think this is fine. I think gaining life and getting the creatures down is fine. It can block the 2/1 pretty effectively here. And we really need to get rid of this before we get rid of this. I'd like to try to keep them off of card draw, right? So maybe I don't block this turn, even though they attack here, because they're trying to get a card draw, right? So I think we take the damage. We're at 20 life even. I'd rather take care of with the binding this card first, so we can prevent the card draw. And then they're pretty much unable to attack from that point. All right, we draw a really nice card in the Rite of Harmony. One of the best cards in this deck, actually. Let's see. So this will be green. This will be white. All right, got it. All right, now we're looking pretty good. We got 2 solid blockers. We're at 20 life total. We got additional land coming our way. Ton of card draw. We're looking really, really good right now. I don't know what this is we're playing against, but they get another Morbid Opportunist. Oh, goodness. All right, well, unfortunately, we're going to have to give him the card draw, I think. I think we just make these blocks and get it over with. Get these creatures out of here. I just hate that we're giving them that card draw, but we have no other great way to deal with the Opportunists. You know, dealing with 1 was easy. We had the binding, but dealing with 2, that's going to be a problem. At least there's no value in these creatures here after they die, so. More land. Sunset Revelry will be able to draw us a card as well as create some creatures. So let's go ahead and play the Rite of Harmony first. So we can draw 3 cards this turn. A 2 mana draw 3. Seems pretty good to me. And we get the Felidar Retreat. That feels really good. A 2 mana play as well. Nice. I think this is where we're going to start taking over the game here pretty easily. We do have to worry about certain things with our opponent, though. There's obviously Meat Hook Massacre and other things like that. Sweepers, effectively. They could be running, you know, things like Shadow's Verdict or Crippling Fear. You got to always remember those things are in the you know, current standard. So just because you don't see them all the time doesn't mean they're not there. So sweepers could really cripple our deck, but things like Felidar Retreat are going to be able to get us back into these types of games very easily. I'm going to let these go through and attack me because I don't really care about 2 damage. I care more about them drawing a card. That would be a lot more annoying if they had the extra mana, but they don't, so totally fine. And we get a Scoot Swarm. That's so good. Okay. Go here. And we save ourselves. Actually, you know what? Let's do this now. What am I saying? I don't know what I was thinking there. All right. We get to copy the Scoot Swarm. Put some 1/1 counters on them. Get to copy the Scoot Swarms again. And we're off to the races, man. There's nothing stopping us now except for board sweeps, right? They have some death touch action on their side, but it's okay. They let the attacks go through. Interesting. I would have probably blocked with the advisory on one of them, but that's just me. They could have got a card draw off the top, you know, but maybe they already have the answer in their hand. Could be a sweeper on top. Like I said, Meat Hook Massacre could absolutely crush us. But we have such a strong replenishing tool in Felidar Retreat that it doesn't matter. I don't like how much card draw they're getting. I wish I could take care of those opportunists. It's not every day you see cards like that, though, that you're prepared for, right? So that's like... interesting. Things about to get really ugly for our friend here, though, if our Scoot Swarms stay alive for one more turn. Felidar Retreat's gonna make this a nightmare for our opponent here. Here we go. And we got Battle for Betrogard. Feels pretty good. Three more creatures. Rite of Harmony gets to go off. And 1/1 counters. And why not another card draw, huh? Everything's got vigilance. Go ahead. And our hand is ridiculously full. That right there is how it's done. Oh my goodness, that felt good. I want to play against something more meta though. I want to see how we do. Very solid first game. Dude, the Felidar comboed with the Scoot Swarm is pretty ridiculous. I can't lie. Pretty ridiculous. We've got a pretty awkward hand here. I can't lie. I think I'm gonna have to mulligan this bad boy. I like it a lot, but it's just the mana. Ugh, and then we get even worse mana. Oh no. The only good news about this hand compared to the last one is the fact that we have Sunset Revelry and we're gonna have a much smaller hand than our opponent, so we do get to draw one extra card. Let's hope it's enough to get us back into this game. We're gonna need some green mana here. Oh brother, not good. There we go. I almost did that incorrectly. I gotta slow down the pace here a bit. Up against mono white, so Sunset Revelry gonna be very relevant. I'm going to need to find another land though, so we can get the Felidar going. Honestly, just back-to-back lands here would be just totally fine with me, so I can get all the way to the Lulth Spider Queen and whatnot. All right. Do get another land. I think we just pump this and say go. Do we attack though? I feel like we should. I don't know. It's tough to say. No, let's just threaten to trade. Let's threaten to trade. Mono white, you're gonna want to try to trade with as much as you can. You know, you don't want them to have creatures on the field. And of course there's a portable hole though. Oh, they go for the ranger class though itself. Interesting take. I mean, it makes sense, but I don't get a whole lot of value out of that, honestly. But a second one though definitely hurt a little bit worse. Probably need a second black source, right? All right, so I could play the Felidar Retreat now. I think we do. I like to play the Felidar and then follow it immediately with the land, but I think we play it now, and then next turn we sunset, then land. It's tough to say, but I think we get the most value this way. But of course they have a Skyclave Apparition on deck ready to go. Steals that right away. This is not good for your boy here. At least we have Lulth to come in and do some work for us. We're just gonna keep putting, I mean, as long as we keep hitting these lands like that we did, man. Like, we had a really nice curve and we just needed to find the land and we found it. So we're looking pretty good still. Still looking pretty nice. And if they play more creatures, we can sunset Revelry for even more chump blockers. Lolth is pretty well protected here, and looks like they're going for the Spellbinder, so I'm sure they're going to hit the Starnheim Unleashed here. That's fine. That's fine because we have Lolth out there doing its work, so it can block the flyers. Let's take a card here. Battle for Betrogard. Interesting. So, with the Betrogard, we have another white source. Okay, so we can actually Revelry on top of the Betrogard. Let's see what we actually end up Revelrying first, though. I don't think we're going to get a better card than Betrogard, but we do actually get the Seek's Chariot. I think the battle's still better, though, because it gives us a chump, right, which is great, but at the same time, you know, we're building up to a big explosion of creatures, and the Chariot can come down later and get copied. They get my Lolth. That actually hurts. Really needed that to stay on the field longer. They're not able to attack, though, which is really great news for us. All right, so we can go for an Angel copy or a Cat copy. I think obviously the Angel is the choice here. Would like to get the Cat down, though, and then maybe draw an extra card. Tough, man, but I think the Flyer takes priority here, and it's a much bigger body. Either way, it's a good copy, no matter which way you look at it. I could copy later with the Seek's Chariot, though. You know what? Let's do that. Let's play a Seek's Chariot, draw a card, and then next turn, we can Starnheim, activate the Chariot, and start copying the Angel that way. That seems just fine. And some of you may be wondering why I didn't cast the Evolving Wilds. It's because if I draw a Felidar Retreat or a Scoot Swarm, I'm going to want to save it to get ultimate value. Ultimate value. That's annoying. That's annoying, but I do have 2 blockers for that. There goes Binding. Binding just got more expensive. About to get a big creature explosion here. The copies are going to be on deck. Here we go. Let the fun begin, my friends. You, and you. Come on down. And an Angel token. And a Seek's Chariot going in for some work. And they scoop it up. They've seen enough. I don't blame them. I mean, look at how many creatures we have on board there. That is just ridiculous. Feels good to take down mono white. I can't lie to you guys, though. I'm gonna have to be fully transparent. That is how we got the diamond so easily. Mono white is really good right now. It just is. Unfortunately, it's just the type of deck that if you're gonna want to get to mythic fast and easy, that's kind of the way to go. If we end up getting to mythic, you know, extremely quickly, I might make a video on mono white. As much as I hate to say it, I might make a video on it just to showcase to some people who may or may not know, or who are maybe even newer to Magic, just how good it actually is and what you can do with it. All right, got the wolf down, Betrogard next, and then we just kind of go to town, man. We can hit that control on our 3rd saga, getting a million cards off the top. It's gonna be nice. We are up against Izzet spells, though, or Izzet double, you know, whatever. Double all-round Epiphany. This is the one list I did not want to see. It's going to be a nightmare, especially because this right here, Fading Hope. Boop. See you later tokens. Those are going to be super easy for our opponent to just deny and pester me. Here comes the Betrogard, though, hopefully to save the day. Or to be cinderclasmed off the face of the earth. We'll see. One of the two. One of those two things is happening. I can't stand the fact that Izzet has, you know, decided that now the new meta is to put cinderclasm in, because it's actually really good and it's really annoying. It answers so much of the problems. All right. They are making this very on fun for us right now. Let's go with another wolf token. And I guess we will pump one of our werewolf classes here. Looks like they've got another answer though. Of course, Demon Bolt. Why not? All right. All right. So we could go full control here on our upkeep and draw one card, but is it still worth it? Maybe. I don't know. Probably not. Probably not, if I'm being honest. All right. Ooh, we got skellies. I'm glad we didn't play the harmony on the upkeep, because then we wouldn't be able to play our skellies here. So let's go white, black. Okay, so we need more white than we need black typically in this list. So let's go like that. Skeletal swarming down. Beautiful. All right, now we're actually going to be hard to beat, even for Izzet. We have enchantments resolved. Enchantments are not something they typically can deal with. They do have things like Prismatic Command, but they hit artifacts, so that feels pretty good. What to do here? What to do? Maybe pump. The Trampler, right? I mean, let's make them all big. Let's spread the damage. Let's spread the love. All right. One more Skelly's coming in. Things are getting ugly for our friend here, but they're going to need that Cinderclasm or an Alrund's Epiphany just to spam for days. Wow, we actually beat Izzet's spell. Oh my gosh. We shouldn't beat that deck. This deck is the worst possible matchup for us for sure. Had they found their 12 Alrund Epiphanies in a row, which they typically do, we would have been screwed, but they didn't find it, so good for us. All right, super happy we beat that last opponent. Don't think we're going to get that lucky again if we run into another Izzet deck, but we get to go first with the worst possible hand. What is up with these 2-land hands? That is driving me absolutely berserk at the moment. I suppose we can keep this one though a little more than we can keep the last one. I'm putting Scoot Swarm back just because it's not something I typically even want to play until turn 6. So that's how we're going to treat it. We're going to treat it like it's a turn 6 mana spell. The rest of our curve is pretty sweet here if we can find the actual mana off the top of our deck. We'll see. All right, opponents on snow. Let's just see if we can beat them down here. I doubt it. They have priority holds here already, which I'm guessing is going to be Infernal Grasp. It sure is. It sure is. Blood on the Snow is going to be an absolute gem of a card for us to have to go against. Hate that we found this early. It's nice to obviously get a land off the top, but wish that would have came later. Next turn we can get an Angel if we want, which does have Vigilance and can keep getting a 1/1 counter put onto it because of the Ranger class. So that could be pretty sweet. Or we could just get the Betrogard going and then do the Angel after. Yeah, let's do the Betrogard actually. I think that's a better play. Betrogard, something. I always add an extra R in that one. Ugh. The battle. We'll call it the battle. Battle's down. One more land. One more land. We gotta dream it and believe it to get it. You know what I'm saying? Come on, land. There we go. It's not a green source, but it'll do. It will do. Still only get one Angel, but I do think it's worth the one Angel because again, we're gonna get a copy. And then after this Angel comes down, I think we kind of need to stop putting out these token spells. I think we just need to leave everything how it is and just hopefully, you know, continue gaining value off our Felidars and whatnot. because we know Blood and Snow is coming, right? So we got to prepare for that. That is so unfortunate. Ugh. That is so unfortunate. That Angel was going to put in some serious work for us. One more land off the top. A green source, preferably. The good news is, though, is our... Oh, wow, Massacre. Interesting. The good news is, though, is that once our enchantments like Felidar and whatnot get down, they are nearly impossible to deal with. And even if they want to board sweep with Blood and Snow, Skeletal Swarming and Felidar, they're going to just keep harassing our opponent with cats and zombies. Loth Spider Queen. We have one of those. Yes, we got the land. All right. We got the land. So you're saying there's a chance. Let's get a couple of cats out there just so we can combat the spiders. All right, Blood and Snow is not looking as great anymore for our opponent because they're the ones who are going to probably suffer the most from it. So that's probably not coming down anytime soon. Man, all engines on deck for our opponent here. Okay. No land is super unfortunate, but let's just go ahead and put the Skeletal Swarming in play here. No attacks. If we do get a land, though, we get a Scoot Swarm too. That's going to be pretty sweet. But more than likely, we will definitely see a Blood and Snow if that happens. Definitely take care of one of these spiders here. It doesn't put Loth at a higher loyalty to create any more. So let's just do that.
We will slay our enemies. Go on, run, but we will catch you.
Weird game. Ugh, no lands again. Come on, game, help me out here. I can't even play this and a Ranger class either because we're short on the green sources. Let's keep Loth out of the game here.
The light is insufferable.
More skeletons. Let's go. Man, I've never wanted to top deck a land more in my life, especially in Evolving Wilds. Oof. Things will get fun if that happens. So we've got an interesting choice to make here because if we block the Shambling Gas, they put the -1/1 counter on something, which can kill our cat or our 1/1 human, which would be terrible for us because we have the Battle of Betrogard, and it is going to generate us more token copies. So let's just go and take the 1. We find the land. Let's go. Here's where things get really fun. Here's where things get extremely fun for us. And we are probably going to get Blood and Snow, so let's just save these. I really want to play the Ranger class here, but I think we just save everything. Let's obviously give all the 1/1 counters to the Tramplers, right? And we're doing the thing again, man. We're doing the thing. Feels good. All right. They blocked the 5/4 with a 1 toughness creature. I don't think they know that has trample. This is definitely a Blood and Snow all day long, though. So they're going to do the Blood and Snow, and then they're going to get Loth back, which is really frustrating. We also have to worry at the same time, too, about just losing the game to the Meat Hook Massacre passively. They're going to gain so much life here, too, if they really have the Blood and Snow. Yeah, they do. Of course they do. I don't know why I thought maybe there wasn't a chance they had it. That was silly. Of course they had it. I'd prefer them to gain that much life, though, than dealing all this life to us, all this damage to us. So we're only at 6 life. Not a whole lot of ways for us at all, really, to gain life in our deck. So we're probably going to lose this one. Super, super weak, man. All right, it is what it is. At least we get the spiders as well.
My children
The only
drenched
issue with the spiders is they have menace, which means their spiders have priority of attack here. Whoever gets the first lult is going to get the most damage through. And then they also got the hive they're highlighting, which they're going to activate. Also has menace. So we're only going to be able to block one of these things. It deals 5 to us. We make a block on one. The Meat Hook Massacre deals 1 damage to us. So it doesn't even matter. If they swing all to face, we lose. Yep. That's game. We were doing a thing, man. But Blood in the Snow, unfortunately, is a thing. And they also had Meat Hook live early. So it is what it is. I guess blocking this way gives me 1 more turn, but it's not looking great.
and a gift. I will cull the weak.
Do I just don't think I have any life gain in the deck either, which is... Oh, there's Blood in the Snow. That takes care of that. That takes care of that. Good game.
A gift.
See, I could have dealt with the Blood in the Snow, right? That's not an issue. It was that passive Meat Hook Massacre over and over on the small damage amounts. That's what really got us, but good game. All right, thanks to the power of editing, you guys will not notice any difference, but I actually had about a 4 or 5 hour break in between last game to this one because I had to go to my mother-in-law's birthday. And I'm super tired, so hopefully we can close this video out here and now. I guess I should make sure I'm recording. Check, check. Okay, mic, check. Check 1 2 1 2. All right, beautiful. It's working. All right, we get to go first with a very interesting hand, but not great. All right. Oh, much better. Okay, I was really scared to take that mulligan, and we do not get punished for it. Thank goodness. Thank goodness for that. All right, mono green. Ooh, okay, let's see. Let's go white and play the ranger class. I don't exactly remember 100% how everything played out. I think we're like 3-1, but pretty happy so far with how the list is panning out for us. Definitely play a snarl here because I don't have a turn 3 play to make our wolf a little bit bigger. This is actually probably going to come down to whoever's got the bigger creature is going to end up winning because mono green thrives on having the bigger creature and then winning the game through their blizzard brawls and inscriptions. So we want to make sure we keep their big stuff dead. So super happy I grabbed the binding off the top of our deck. They do have the Lotus Cobra, which makes things really annoying. Okay, they have another one, which makes things double annoying. All right, what's coming down here? They have 3 mana. I would imagine the 4/3 that creates the clue. That would be the best thing they'd have. And of course, there's the Blizzard Brawl, already coming out hot. Taking 3, sure, why not? Why not? I was gonna play the binding here, but I think the Asika's Chariot might be better because it can stop both of these Lotus Cobras from going any further. And they didn't play anything else. I feel like that was kind of a waste of a Blizzard Brawl, but at the same time, I guess they didn't want it to get any bigger, which makes sense. Tough though, tough. They have unlimited mana now. Let's see what they hit here. If they hit like a Storm the Festival, I could be in a lot of trouble, but okay, Werewolf, sure. Binding fixes that, okay. Binding fixes that too. Which one do I hit though? I think I take out the Asika's Chariot, but not too sure yet. We can always threaten to block with the Asika's Chariot, so that's why I'm thinking maybe we take out their Asika's Chariot. Could also just get a Starnheim Unleash going and get 2 angels going here. That might be worth it. And they might even give me the trade on the Asika's Chariots, leaving me with 2 4/4 angels. I think I like that. That might not be the play, but we're gonna try it. I think it is. I think it is the play. This will be the first time we get the angel in action here, so we get 2 cats to block and an angel. Asika gets pumped. I totally forgot we pumped up the ranger class here. that actually helps a lot. So now their Seeker's Chariot can't trade straight up with it. It's going to have to double block with something. It still would be a trade straight up if, like, let's say they tap the cats, double block with the Chariot and the Werewolf pack leader, but I think we might be okay here. They might. Oh, that's beautiful. I actually don't mind that at all. Don't mind that at all. Because they bring down the Chariot next turn, right? And we can just bind it next turn, and I think we outvalue them as far as what we got out of our stuff for it. Plus our angels have vigilance. Let's go, baby. Plus it's gonna be really hard to attack into an angel with a Seeker's Chariot, right? Like they're gonna think twice about that, or you would think they would, just to get another cat token. Okay, or not. They're just going for it. I actually get to keep my angel token here. It's fine by me. Fine by me. And then we got the binding still to hit something, so we'll take out that mammoth. We get a land. Oof, the land kind of changes things, but kind of not. I don't know. I still think the binding here. We gotta do away with these bigger creatures, because again, we gotta worry about you know, we gotta really worry about those blizzard brawls and whatnot. So the bigger creatures gotta go. We can't have those staying on the field. We've now got something big enough to block some of their biggest baddies, even their Faceless Haven, without dying. So we're looking really nice. Lolth Spider Queen comes down next turn too. Oof. This is looking good. Good game. Good game. I think that might be it for us. I'm not sure yet though. If it is, we'll see you at the end, guys. Peace. All right, and that concludes the gameplay portion of today's video. I hope you enjoyed those games. I thought they were a lot of fun. Thank you so much for making it this far into the video as well. I really appreciate that. Yeah, this list was a blast to play, man. It really, really was. I've already played a Selesnya version of this list. When Innistrad first came out, we had a Selesnya tokens list with Rite of Harmony, and I didn't want to do the same thing again and just kind of make slight adjustments. I wanted to just put it in a completely new color pile with the ABZAN, and really add the black and skeletal swarming, and Lolth played really well into this list. So I wanted to do something with that, and I love me some tokens. If you guys don't know, we do some tokens lists prior on this channel that have done well, and I really enjoyed playing them. So I was really excited about this one. But before we talk about all the things we might change with this list, I just want to give a huge shout out to everyone who's made it this far. I really appreciate you guys so much for making it this far. The algorithm loves to see watch time, so you guys are helping the videos grow and get pushed out to more people. So thank you so much for that. Appreciate the support a lot there. But yeah, let's talk about it a little bit. So as far as binding the old gods go, right? So I like this card a lot, and it plays really well with Felidar and Scoot Swarm because it has the ability to search for a land in your library on Saga 2, which triggers both of these two cards. But we didn't typically have the opportunity to get advantage of that synergy. This just really was a removal plus ramp card, which is still really good, but spot removal with the binding seemed to be kind of weak for us. It worked out in a couple situations, but I played a lot of games prior to the video being shot, and we were tinkering with the list a lot, and in aggro we were kind of struggling with at first, and we got into a nice place where we can kind of combat with aggro pretty well, but it still felt like aggro was our worst matchup, aside from Izzet, of course. But the way I feel like we should be probably looking to combat aggro from this point going forward is I think we need to put in the place of binding the old gods maybe some inscriptions. Inscriptions is a really great way to fight creatures, but at the same time you're gaining life and adding one or a couple counters onto your creatures. So I really like inscription, I think, into that spot. You could also switch your whole land base to a snow base and go for like Blizzard Brawl. I don't know how effective switching your entire mana base to slower type lands just to get cheap removal, but it is a thought. It's something to think about. We've also got access to black, which means we do have access to other removal style of tools. We can go for like cheap vanishing versus things like that. That could take the place of the binding pretty well too. There are some options there, but that's really the only card that didn't feel super great. The rest of the deck synergizes so well as far as like trying to explode the board with tokens, and do your game plan. But when our game plan isn't working and we don't have tools to slow down our opponent's game plan, like let's say they get off before we do, you know, with the mono white, whatever it may be, they're getting off before we do. We need a way to fix that situation before we move forward. So maybe even putting in a couple doom scars into this list could be interesting, but it may be in your hand in certain scenarios where it's like, man, I really can't cast this. I have a board state full of creatures. So it's tricky. It's tricky. This is one of those lists that's definitely not a top competitor or tier 1 deck by any means, but it's a lot of fun and it can do some really fun things when it goes off. But I think it could be messed with a little bit more, especially in the removal department. Maybe just cut a few cards here and there and just add a little bit more removal, and you might have something here pretty special. But as always, the floor is yours. I leave the rest to you. If you guys have any ideas on how to make the list better, please in the comments below, leave them there. Let me know what you guys think. And yeah, that's gonna end today's video. Before we hop out of here though, just wanted to say, new Crimson Vows coming out soon, and when Crimson Vow comes out, we always typically like to shoot a video a day, at least for the first week. We try the best we can to try to get a full solid week of daily videos. So if you don't have the notification bells turned on, definitely turn those on so you don't miss out. When this video goes out, we'll be live the same night, Wednesday, for a live stream, so come check us out tonight. And lastly, to my Marty Mob, shout out to the Marty Mob. Thank you guys so much for being part of the Marty Mob. Thank you so much for supporting the channel and everything I do, and help, you know, grow the channel financially. It means the world to me. I honestly couldn't do this without you guys. So thank you so much for everything. And if you guys want to become part of the Marty Mob, unlock a few additional perks to your account, you can hit the little join button down below or the link in the description if you don't see a join button. But you can become a Marty Mob member today, and I'd really appreciate that. That's gonna do it for today's video though, guys. I hope you enjoyed as always, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Hit him 3 times like a hat trick. Yeah. The name is Swayze, no Patrick. If you play him, then it's tragic. Hit him with the mythic, yeah, that's magic. Yeah, MTG, that's what you'll see if you like and subscribe. Where's the upload, man? Man, all of the time. Coming with the best decks, this is the meta. This ain't cheap.